When you came to the U.S., where did you go first?
Orlando. I was going to Orlando. It was my first UFC fight.
Okay.
So that's when I was coming into US. And then as my dream was always to come to the US, I remember I landed and then there was this guy at the baggage claim with the tablet with my name on it, UFC on top, like Francis Ngannou. And then I saw my name, we walked through him, take my bag, and then go to the car, drive. And at that moment, I'm just thinking of that, my first time in the US. And I'm comparing it in my first time in France. I'm like, this is so different. I'm looking like, okay. And he was what? Not even 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Huh? No, 2 years, couple months.
Yeah.
Because this was December 2015.
Right.
I get in France in June 2013.
Right.
So this was 2 years and maybe 5 months. Yeah, 2 years and a half.
Right.
After. Then I'm looking at me getting in France in the subway that I jumped. I didn't even pay a ticket. Right. I jumped on the subway and sneak and was watching police. That's how I'm getting in France.
Right.
And then ended up in the parking lot that I found the boxes and put on the floor, sleep on it, like, and then I'm here, landing in the US, and there's somebody out there. I mean, that I'm coming from a plane, right? And somebody is waiting for me. I walk there and then get in the car, drove me into the hotel, and I'm just laying back and watching for everything. Like, okay, it's just going to my mind. I'm just processing stuff, right? And then we get to this hotel, Hyatt Residency, massive hotel. I never saw a hotel like that. And I just lay back, they go there, check in, and brought my key, gave me my key, room number. We went up, put my key, get in my room. I lock the door, I make sure the door is very locked. I look my phone, I call in Cameroon, and I say, hey, I have made it. I have made it. Because my whole dream was to be in America.
Right.
That was like my biggest dream since I was a kid. Like,
right.
I remember, like, even since I was 8 or 7, I've been having nickname, calling myself American boy and all this stuff. Like, and they would call me like San Francisco, and I would force people to tell people like my name is San Francisco. Like, to this day, my signature is SF. And sometimes people is like, there's no S on your name. I'm like, it's my signature. You don't know my name. So I'm in the US, and I get in the US in the best way, no as I get in Europe. So, like, I made it, right?
Right.
I'm here. And I remember also 2008, we were in Cameroon when Obama won the election. And then the result came out like it was maybe 5 a.m. in Cameroon. Nobody didn't sleep, we were waiting. The first black, it was something very important, the first black president. Everybody feel related into that, like, and then he won. And then I was there, we were celebrating, but in my mind, something was racing. Something else was racing. And I tell my uncle, I'm like, okay, a presidency mandate is like 4 years in the US, so, and renew one time, so 8 years. At the end of this, I'm gonna be in the US. I'm gonna be. And so I made it in 2015, and he was still president. I made it. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You made it. So you made it. Hey,
I made it.
So let me ask you a question. So when you got to the U.S., you have the fight in Orlando, you get a check. What'd you do with the money? You go buy anything special?
No. My dream is so big that obviously it's the money that I never had. But I'm looking for something else. I'm dreaming big. I don't have time for that. Okay, that's cool. Then what next?
Right.
What am I having? Right.
Right.
It was all about like how the process. Yeah. I didn't buy anything. I wanted to go in Cameroon for vacation, and that would have been my first time since I left. Then, but at the same time, I want to fight right back, and then they gave me a fight. Yeah, no, I wanted to go, but you know, I was sitting there hoping to fight maybe in February, so I didn't go to Cameroon. I'm like, let's wait. Then they gave me, after maybe, I think it was January or sometime in January or early February, they gave me this fight, my second fight. I was going to fight Curtis Blade in Zagreb, Croatia. So after that, I went back in Cameroon, and it was 4 years since I left.
Wow. Listening at you, you always, even the situation with the UFC, you thought about other fighters. PL League, you think about other fighters. You go back home and it's thinking about your family and your community. How do I put them in a better situation? Where did you develop that from?
We grew up in a very tough situation. My family and I, our life get us very close. Mm-hmm. We are very bound, like very, very close. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I used to get sick in a way that I couldn't like go to the bathroom, go out there pee on my own. Mm-hmm. I need support, you know, and even like when we are working in the sun mine, like when I'm sick, they will use our money, even my brother money, to take me to the hospital. So he wasn't like my money, your money, he was ours, you know, stuff like that. And then when you get to the point that you understand that you need this, you need them, mm-hmm. and they are, for some reason, they are always there. Then you lay there and then you feel powerless, and then it's hard, but you see them around, you know, gather to like do everything to support, to help you in that position, mm-hmm. that you're the most vulnerable. Those help, like relationship. I think that's like one of the second thing that I feel very, maybe the first thing that I feel very grateful about, because regardless, I saw a lot of family around, mm-hmm. that they were actually doing good, that growing up, maybe we would expect them to give them their clothes that they don't wear anymore, or the shoes that they don't want anymore. But I saw how how their family ended up. Like, in fact, I think our family was by far the best, right? Because we get into the position that we just stick to each other. I mean, like, it's comforting to think that if your brother make it, he's gonna think about you. Right. And then you're counting on him. You're counting on each other. So the day that you make it, you also have this in you. And we were so family focused, you know, like, and I always miss my family reunion, mm-hmm. that my first goal was to make this happen, you know, until like I started to make those family reunion. Our dad wasn't at the table, but I was able to gather everyone and put in one table, maybe for Christmas, for something, or maybe just for the party that I came back home and decided that we're gonna throw this party. And the good thing about it is like when you feel like you have that power. Right. Okay, somebody is not missing because he's out there working. How much you making it work? I get you, bro. Come. When I say come, everybody come. Right. You open the gym and how difficult was it? Is it difficult for you to say no? Because you strike me as a very generous person. No, especially I say no a lot. In fact, listen, you have to understand, I'm coming from a country that a lot of people are in the very bad condition. Mm-hmm. If you take their problem, it's gonna drown you. You can handle. So you can't save everyone. You can't save. You have to save yourself first, mm-hmm. and to get out of the water before trying to take somebody out of the water. Otherwise, both of you will drown. So even when I want to help somebody sometime, he will come and explain his problem. I'm like, bro, figure it out. That's your shit. I will go think of a problem, think of like what could be the solution. But I don't want a grown man to just sit out there, lay back and wait on me.
And wait for you to
Because I'm out here working my ass off too. I'm not out here sitting and things are just coming to me. So I'll let you know you count on yourself. Because when you count on yourself, you never get disappointed.
Right.
If somebody helps you, that will be a great surprise. But when you count on people, you always have a bad surprise.
Right.
You rather
have a chance for disappointment.
A great surprise than a bad surprise.
How is it going back home now?
Both.
It's good and bad. You probably have to have a police escort when you go back.
Oh no, just go out, just stay home like a prisoner, like you.
Really?
Like you're running away from somebody, knowing that you owe nobody nothing, or you're not running away from anything, but you still have to stay home because that's the easiest way.
Wow.
You want to go place, you just think about like, oh, people are there, people are going to meet me, going to see me. And I'm like, I'd rather just stay here, man. Leave me alone. But it's great overall. That means you're doing good.
At what age did you learn English?
When I started to come in the U.S.
So prior to coming to the U.S., you didn't speak English?
No, even in Cameroon, we were speaking a little bit of the pidgin, but not too much. I wasn't even speaking too much, but I always loved English. And I understand that at that time, I understood that I needed English. For me, learning English was an investment that I was going to make. Right. And that was like one of the biggest decisions when I moved in the US, because when I moved in the US, this was early 2017. Bro, it was so hard. Like, even the word that I know, maybe because I learned at school, like water, people will say water, but we say water, or something like that. And when I say water, nobody understands anything. And when they say water, I'm like, what the hell is talking about? And the accent and the speed that they are talking, sometimes people are talking, I think like, this guy is singing or he's talking. Like, what's the difference? Right. I had to figure it out. So the easiest thing was just to go back, maybe in France or somewhere. But I'm like, remember why I came here. I need this English. I need this English for the future. Right. This is a good asset.
You speak French?
Yeah.
Spanish?
No.
No Spanish?
No.
I
was in Spanish for like, what, 2 months and a half?
Yeah.
And in 2 months, I was just in chair between us. So we were all speaking French. So we wasn't in Spain.
Right.
The only thing that we know in Spanish was patio, time to go out.
Right.
La lucha. Right. When they're turning the light on, off, at night for us to go to sleep, stuff like that.
What was the hardest language for you to learn?
Well, I don't know. I mean, French is not something, I don't know when I learned French. You know, I just grew up like into it and my dialect, but I just grew up into it. So I didn't actually really learn. You know, even though I wasn't speaking too much early in my life, I was speaking the dialect. But the language that I really like, okay, I'm learning the language was English.
Yeah.